Mind of indestruction. I'm replacing Ozzy Osbourne in Black Sabbath.
Oh,
deal's done.
Nice. They tried that 3 times, replacing him.
They haven't tried it with me though, have they?
This is true. This is true.
I'd do 2 good gigs, 2 good gigs and OD.
I really like the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath.
You still gearing up, mate?
Yeah.
You still gearing up with your mind?
Yeah, it's just winding up. It's just I'm sleepy. I really like the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath, and everybody shits on it because it's like, it's not Black Sabbath.
It's not Ozzy.
And yeah, it's right. You know, it's not Ozzy. But there was some fucking banging songs. And the Eternal Idol, which was the first one with Tony Martin on vocals, who was actually written for Ian Gillan when he was on vocals. But then Ian Gillan didn't do the album. They got Tony Martin in. So I class that one as a bit of a meh kind of album. But the next one, Headless Cross, written with Tony Martin, is fucking brilliant.
Fair.
They did some really good stuff. The very last album, Forbidden, with Tony Martin on vocals, at the time was pretty awful. But if it's the way it was produced, and it sounds terrible. And then last year, was it last year or 23? I think it was last year, when they released the Tony Martin albums again, which we never thought would see the light of day. Tony Iommi remixed that Forbidden album, and it just sounds so much goddamn better. It sounds like a Black Sabbath album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounds like Tony Iommi on fucking guitar, as opposed to the fucking lame ass mix that whoever fucking did it in the 90s. That person needs a stern word.
A stern word.
A stern word. Yeah, it sounds
exterminated. Then.
No. It sounds nice, but we're not talking about Tony Martin here at Black Sabbath today. For we lost the Prince of Darkness last week.
Yep.
One of the greatest to do it.
Well, that's what we were told.
What?
I haven't seen a corpse. Just with him being the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, true. Yeah. Either that or Sharon's just got him in a box. And when they find a cure for everything that's wrong with him, she's going to wake him up, cure him, and send him back out on tour.
Like in Blade, one of the underground.
Like Walt Disney. He's frozen, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Where?
Fuck knows.
Okay.
There's a place in Europe somewhere that, like,
It's going to be Switzerland, isn't it?
It freezes you. It costs fucking, like, so much money, but they whatever technique they use, but they quote unquote freeze you, and then with the theory being that in however many years' time they'll be able to unfreeze you, cure your illnesses, and then you'll be able to carry on living. But the people that run it are like, look, we know at this moment we know how to preserve and freeze, but we're not 100% certain that we can unfreeze. Like, we're still working on that, but there are actual bodies in there that have gone, well, you know.
When you get it.
Yeah, get to work, lads, and then
get the icer out.
And yeah, they're
see you in 2072.
But yeah, this sad news. I was sat watching TV, and my missus just looked at me and went, "Is Ozzy Osbourne dead?" And I just went, don't. She was on a group chat with some friends, and one of them posted that they'd read Ozzy Osbourne was dead. And I'm like, no, come on, man. And I get my phone out. Literally, the news had just broke that he'd passed. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake. He's just... When they announced that Back to the Beginning gig, I'll be the first one to say that I said he's not going to make it. He's not even going to make the gig.
Yeah.
And then it'll just turn into a tribute gig to him. Like, but he was so ill. I'm like, he's not even getting there. And then he gets there and he pulls that performance out of his arse. Like you and me.
No, that's you, schoolboy.
Oh, God, it is me.
Schoolboy. I don't even know where my phone is.
Yeah, so, he pulls that performance out, and considering his health conditions and whatnot, he was fucking brilliant. Mm-hmm. It was ace. And it's like, oh, he's not actually as bad as we thought. Well, turns out he was just as bad as we thought. And it's almost like that, as he held out. Like, is that a thing? You know, I mean, when they say, oh, no, he held out for the wedding or he held out for the whatever, and it's like, and it's like, did he hold out for that performance? And then once it was done, his entire body just went, and we're done now. You've done it. Okay, go to sleep.
Kind of yes and kind of no, I believe, because he still had future things in the diary.
Yeah.
So we had another few performances coming down the road and in the diary anyway.
His new book is out at the end of the year. I know that.
Yeah, the new book penned with a documentary and a book launch and everything following on. Let's talk about his last gig. His last gig was the highest grossing charity gig.
Wow.
Yeah, $190 million. That raised.
I didn't look into the numbers of it.
190 million, one of the highest grossing gigs. He was responsible for the anthem of heavy metal, which probably we had summarised as Iron Man.
The Black Sabbath as a band were responsible for the birth of heavy metal. They were heavy metal. That was the phrase heavy metal was coined for Black Sabbath. The first time it appeared in press was the journalist talking about Black Sabbath. Mm-hmm. They are heavy metal. The birth of a genre. Without Sabbath, you don't get your heavy bands of the late 70s, early 80s. You don't get your thrash movement. Yeah. You don't get any of it. You don't get anything. And all these little subgenres of metal, like, we talk about it in the shop when we're booking CDs in or records, and it's like, where'd you put these? Where's this band go? And it's like, we used to have subgenres in the metal section. We'd have a stoner section, we'd have an extreme metal section, and it's like, you know what? It's all just getting a little bit, like, complicated now. So it's just heavy metal. We'll just put everything in heavy metal. But all the different little subgenres, like your doom metal, your low and slow stuff, that comes from Sabbath. That comes from them early albums. But your thrash metal, even though Sabbath didn't do thrash metal, but it's born from that.
As you'd say, thrash metal today. Yeah.
Yeah, it's born from that. You know what I mean? It's like, let's play these heavy riffs, but let's play them fast. Somebody said that, we can play these heavy riffs, we can play them fast. And that's because they used to listen to fucking Black Sabbath when they were kids. Like, it's just, yeah.
Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs, rah, and go on and go on and just go on and go on and go on. He gave birth to two genres. He gave birth to the genre of heavy metal. He gave birth to the genre of reality TV as well. Yeah. As he kicked off the Osborne shows and gave a career to each one of his children.
The thing with
following that show, because no one knew who his kids were before that show, and
that show, it's quite ironic.
They're all
actually
multi-millionaires now.
It's quite ironic because I've just started, like, these last couple of weeks watching the Osborne's YouTube channel, and they've done a podcast and things like that. So what this series I've started watching is they're all in a room and they've got like a comedian in to present it as it is, and they watch clips and episodes of the Osbournes and then talk about it. Now the thing about it is Ozzy's never watched it. He's never watched the Osbournes. He's never seen it. He was just there while it was being recorded, and he talks about, like, he couldn't believe how big, like, he got because he doesn't know TV. He's like, I don't know TV. I don't know TV. Like, so put it in albums. Tell me, he was going to the execs. Put it in album sales. Like, if You know, if this was Thriller, like what you compare it to Thriller, and the reps are like, this is like 10 times Thriller, you know, and he's like, I'm rock and roll famous. I know what it's like to be rock and roll famous, but now, because of the TV show, he's like, I couldn't go to the shop anymore. I couldn't go out anymore. People were recognizing me all the time. And he's like, I thought I was famous, but this was just another level. And it was all, it came out of Cribs.
Yeah.
So it all came out of Cribs, that show did. And they were like, you know, they wanted to do a long format Cribs. But if it wasn't for like, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the next person as well today. But if it wasn't for the Osbournes, you wouldn't have had Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah.
Which was your other big reality TV show, like that was MTV as well, wasn't it? But yeah, Ozzy, you know, if you're talking about heavy metal and you're talking about Blueprint, you know, you talk about the first 4 Black Sabbath albums, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just them 4 albums are like, right. If you want to be in a heavy metal band, this is what you aspire to be, these first 4 Black Sabbath albums. Now, they did, with Ozzy, they did 7? Did they do 7? Or did they do 8? Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Sabotage, Technical Ecstasy, never said he said 8. They did 8 with Ozzy. And then the last 2 for me, Technical Ecstasy, Never Say Die. Never Say Die especially, it's not very good. You know, they were...
At the end of his tenure.
They're not very good albums, you know. I re-listened to Technical Ecstasy this week, and it's not a bad album. It's not like it's like unlistenable or anything like that, but it just isn't prime Sabbath. So when they split, when you know, Ozzy was fired, did he leave? You know, when all that happened, Ozzy goes solo. Ronnie James Dio joins Sabbath as the vocalist. Sabbath produce a fucking phenomenal album in Heaven and Hell. Like, brilliant. It's like a rebirth of Black Sabbath, you know, with this new vocalist. But then Ozzy goes and produces like one of the best fucking metal albums ever in Blizzard of Oz. Like, it's like they needed to come away from each other to do what's best for them. But then you've just got this other career then, you know. It's not like he didn't do a Gary Barlow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he went and produced album after album after album, and they were fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? He had a good ear for musicians and getting the best guys in. And Randy Rhoads on them first 2 albums, you know, passes away, brings in Jakey Lee, you know, another 2 albums, which are, I mean, Bark of the Moon, as far as I'm concerned, it holds its own against them first 2 albums. You know, he's not Randy Rhoads. It's not the same, but it holds its own. The Ultimate Sin, fucking brilliant album. Zakk Wylde comes on board, and he just keeps going. There's no, like, bad album. And then Down to Earth comes out in the early 2000s, around the time where he's doing the Osbournes TV show, so they go hand in hand.
Yep.
So that's another big seller. And he like moved with the times, but didn't lose himself. You know, he didn't like go like a lot of the metal bands in the 90s went, oh, grunge is big, let's make a grunge album.
A grunge album.
It's like Kiss do a grunge album, Hot in the Shade. It's like,
yeah, but Kiss do roll like that.
But it's like
they did a disco album.
It's like Kiss. Grunge is all about angsty and being pissed off, and it's like, what have you got to be pissed off about, Gene Simmons? Like, you know, your boots have been in more pussy than I have. It's like, just what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? You're a millionaire. You're a rock star. What have you got nothing to be angsty about, for fuck's sake? Don't do a fucking grunge album. Def Leppard went down the grunge route. Let's start made this fucking grungy. I think it was Slang. That's grungy album. It's like, stop that. That is not what you do. Don't do that. And Ozzy never did that. You know, but he'd still move with the times. His albums were fresh. And you know, he was a mess. He was the drink, the drugs. You know, you watch that TV show and he's in absolute state. Mm-hmm. But his brain was musically still so fucking switched on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He can hear he can pick all that fucking good stuff out. He can write good songs. And you go into the later 2000s, and you've got like the Black Rain album, the Scream album. Not the best albums in the world.
Yeah.
They're just like, but they're just Aussie albums. I like them. They're good albums, but they're not classics. But he's still producing good records. And then, the last two, Ordinary Man, which I was like, oh, ooh, let's have a listen to this. And you put it on, you go, fuck, that's really fucking good, that is.
Yeah.
And then that Patient Number 9 album, which for me kind of came from nowhere, because he'd only just released Ordinary Man, and then a second album in quick succession after that one. And I think Patient Number 9 is fucking brilliant. A really good album, good guest stars on there. Jeff Beck's on there, you know what I mean? It's just some really, really good stuff. And... yeah, I mean, you saw the box set, which I've got there, and,
That was before, that was this time last week on the podcast, before he actually hit the dirt.
And, I did start working my way through the box set. I've done the first, 3 or 4 records now. And it's like, I'm like, what Aussie album do I want to listen to next? And I can't pick one, because... it's like they're all really good. Like I did, if you remember a few years back, I did a video for YouTube where I ranked Iron Maiden albums.
Yeah.
And I spent the time going from start to finish, listening to them all. And I made notes and everything and I put them in order. Like what my favourite Maiden album, my least favourite Maiden album, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking, because I bought this box set, it's an excuse to do another one. I can do one with Ozzy. And now he's passed away, I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And thinking about it, thinking about the albums, I don't think I can rank them.
And you're kind of ambulance chasing.
I really don't think
you're jumping on the back of a death.
Well, no, because I was going to do it anyway. Before
you get
he passed
what I
away.
mean. The amount of stuff that's come out about Ozzy, like just chasing clout from death. It's like,
but that's what I've just said. Like, I don't think I can do it anymore. But for 2 reasons, he's just passed away. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not a fucking content grabber. Like the posts that I've put up about Ozzy, because my last few posts have been about Ozzy, are genuine and they come from the heart. You know what I mean? He's been a massive influence on me and my music. Like, and I am genuinely fucking gutted that he's gone, and we're not going to get another Ozzy album. We're not going to get, more interviews. You know what I mean? We're not going to get any more of that. He's gone. I was like, when I actually read it, you get that sinking feeling. It went from head to toe. It just roamed straight down. And I was so fucking sad. And it's just like, oh man, it's weird how somebody you've never met, somebody you don't know, you've got no like me and you in a room, you know what I mean? We know each other, blah, 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 blah. Like me and Ozzy, never met him before, you know what I mean? But how that can still affect you like that, because he has been a part of my life since the 90s, you know what I mean? When I first started listening to heavier music, because I was a pop music kid. I listened to Michael Jackson and Take That, and you know what I mean? I was a pop music kid, and then as I got into my teens, I started listening to more because the Britpop thing was blowing up, wasn't it? And eventually that led to listening to heavier music, and it would have been the late 90s where I started listening to Sabbath and the popular stuff like Paranoid and Iron Man and War Pigs. And then eventually you deep dive. He's been a massive part of my life and my music for 30 years-ish. And for some people, that's like 50 years. For some people, that's 60 years. You know what I mean? It's
some people it's 70.
Not quite. 65.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting there though, you know what I mean? Fucking the 60s were a long time ago.
Yeah, they were. But no, he'll never be replicated. He'll never be duplicated. He's one of a kind.
Yeah.
When these icons go, there is no other icons that are going to step forward. None.
Yeah.
Because these are trailblazers. We're in a period of time now where the world, the reason we have heavy metal has just hit the dirt.
Yeah.
And that paved way to so many artists. And those artists were courageous and lovely enough to come and basically pay respect to him at his last gig.
Yeah.
Which was only 17 days before his death.
5th of July, it was.
Yeah, so 17 days before his death, he plays a record-breaking gig at Aston Villa. We had stars, you had Steven Tyler there, we had various other... Slash was there, I believe. He goes to an opening of a fridge at the moment, but they were all there to honour Ozzy Osbourne, who started this genre off. Thanks, Ozzy.
Yeah.
74, I believe, 74.
Oh, 70 something.
74, that's not a bad
74.
innings compared to...
It's not a bad innings till you're 73.
It's a terrible innings when you're 73, but when you're 74 and you've got everything that wrong with you that gentleman had wrong with him.
How the fuck did... Yeah.
The spinal surgery, wickedly enough, or surprisingly enough, it wasn't the drugs that took out Ozzy Osbourne.
It's just...
It was all the surgeries and the complications from the surgeries from his back injury.
It's just... it's
And
crazy
huge
that
cardiac
the
arrest.
life that he lived. And, yeah, he cleaned himself up, you know what I mean? He stopped drinking, he stopped taking drugs, he cleaned
For a
himself up. But the life that he lived, and to get to 74, you're like, doctors don't know what the fuck they're talking about, do they?
Now let's move.
Don't drink, don't take drugs. But no, I was saying like...
We've got two great comparisons here.
Yeah, I know. My posts on social media, the last few have been about Ozzy, and they've not come from a like chasing position. They've come from a genuine love for Ozzy Osbourne. You know what I mean? And I think like 2 reasons I can't do that video. One of them is I don't want to look like I'm chasing likes, and the other one is I genuinely don't think I can rank them. I don't think I can rank his albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like all of them, and objectively,
And it's a colossal waste of time.
Objectively, well, people like that stuff. They don't. They like rankings and opinions and things like that. It's I enjoyed doing the Maiden one, and I enjoyed explaining the reasons why. Because there was things on my list that people would go, "You're absolutely insane. Why is that album so high?" And it's because it means something to me. It takes me back to that part of my life. It takes me back to when I was listening to that album, the feelings that I had at that time, and that's why I like it so much. It's a subjective subject, and I think with the Aussie ones, objectively there might be a ranking system when you're looking at facts and figures and sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But subjectively, I'm like, I like them all. You like them all for different reasons.
It's a short video.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Here's a few
These are all his albums. I like all of them. No.
Cheers.
Which, it's like if I had a young kid come in the shop and say, "Look, I really want to listen to some Aussie. Could you recommend like an album for me to buy?" Then yeah, I'm gonna like go right. I'll ask questions first. What sort of other bands do you listen to? What sort of other things are you into? Because then I can kind of steer you into an Aussie album that sounds similar to that. But really, like any of them, grab one. Blizzard of Oz, start at the top. Start at the beginning, work your way through. Blizzard, go from there. Like, or, you want that fucking 90s reverb drummed fucking sound, go for No More Tears. Like, whatever. What sort of guitarist do you like? Because he's got different guitar players on the albums,
Yeah.
I was really fucking sad.
Yeah.
I was really sad.
My immediate thoughts went to you when I saw the news released. It was. I felt sad, but I only felt sad because we lost a pioneer or someone that blazed the trail. The one I was upset about.
Yep.
So we also had other sad news this week. It's a very, very happy podcast. We also had other shocking and sad, equally as sad news that Terry...
use the word shocking there as well. This was more shocking. You know what I mean?
This one blindsided me. I did not expect it.
Sorry, before we go on to Hogan, there were a few posts that I saw where people were like, I'm genuinely shocked. This surprised me.
I'm not genuine.
You're really surprised that Ozzy Osbourne's passed away?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant...
No. People were saying that they were shocked and surprised that Ozzy Osbourne's passed away, and I'm like, why? it wasn't a shock.
It wasn't a shock.
I wasn't shocked that he passed away. I wasn't surprised that he'd passed away. I was expecting it to happen at some point, probably this year. You know, but yeah, still upset, still sad, still like, oh, for fuck's sake.
If you want all the emotions, go watch Mama, I'm Coming Home. That was final gig. Oh my God.
Can't do it.
Oh.
Do you know one of the things about that performance is Zach Wilde spotting that Ozzy's struggling with the vocals. Now Zach's got his guitar round his shoulders, but he's playing acoustic, which is on a stand, and his microphone's a little bit further to the right. So he's playing his acoustic, and he hears and spots that Ozzy's struggling with the vocals, and he's looking over at the techs over there, and he's looking back, and he's like, fuck. And he stops playing, and he picks his stand up, and he walks it over to his microphone, puts it in front, and then he starts singing as well. And he's like, it's you know, Zach's been his guitarist since the late 80s. These guys, they're like father and son. They're fucking, this is like family, you know what I mean? And it's just the way for the whole gig when you watch Zach Wilde, that's the killer, not Ozzy. Watch Zach Wilde and watch how he's keeping an eye on him. Watch how he's looking after him. And then Mama, I'm Coming Home, when he moves over and he sings it with him, because not too loud to take over, just nice and subtle, just keeps it in the background, you know, keeps it going for him.
Sorry,
it's
mate.
so fucking...
Coffee went down the wrong way then. Sorry about that.
It's so fucking sad. And it's like, oh man. But yeah, this one was a shock.
Even though I'd discussed it, I don't know if you've got a memory of this. I've sent you texts about Hogan, saying I've heard Hulk Hogan's passed, and then I've sent you another text to follow up, going, no fake news, sorry, he's just really ill.
Oh right, yeah.
Can you remember that? I was looking through my texts because I was like, I've had this conversation
I thought you sent
before.
me a fake news one with Ozzy.
No, that was when you told me that Ozzy had passed away, and I went, fake news.
Fake news.
He cannot die. He is the Blizzard.
Yeah, but yeah, the immortal Hulk Hogan, has ceased to be. He is an ex-Hulkamaniac. That came like from fucking nowhere.
19th.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's passed away. Now, the reason this shocked me was when you look at all the wrestlers that were there for WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go for the first 7, right. You look at the older wrestlers, not the younger ones that were on the card, you know, not your Bret Harts and your Undertakers and stuff like that. You look at your Hogans and your Sergeant Slaughters and your $1 Million Man and you know, all these guys. Hogan is the only one that's still in phenomenal shape for his age. 71 years old, right? And then you look at him and he's still jacked. He's still mid-90s Hollywood Hogan tanned.
Yeah.
He still goes, you know what I mean? And I genuinely thought, and apparently this wasn't the case, I genuinely thought that he could probably still do a match. He could probably still get in that ring and fucking go, because he still looked after himself. And I remember him in an interview when he was at the Hall of Fame, and he's in a room with all the guys that were there from the 80s. And I remember him saying, I'm looking at them going, what happened? These guys were like, you know, fucking specimens back in the day. And he's like stood there with them, and they're all old men and they're all out of shape. And Hogan, this is mid 2000s Hogan, he's still fucking jacked. He's still wrestling. Yeah. So to me, he was a bill of health. I'm like, and then he's dead. How the fuck did that happen? This is the immortal Hulk Hogan. You know, drinks his milk, takes his vitamins. Like,
too many operations, too many back surgeries, too many rebuilds of his body, too much anaesthetic over the years, too many x-rays over the years. You can lift something up and put it down as many times as you want. Your cardio has to be at a certain level. Otherwise, you just look good.
One of the things that's come out was his work schedule. Apparently, it was just chaotic. It was too much. He didn't rest. He didn't stop. And it's one of the things that his daughter, Brooke, they fell out. Well, she didn't fall out with him.
He was strange.
He stopped talking to her. And apparently she tried everything to, get that relationship. Even her husband got in touch and said, look, this is you need to talk to her and whatnot. But she was just concerned about his workload and how much he was doing, and he needs to start taking things easy, and he just wasn't listening to her. And yeah, so from this, he's all that's come. He was cardiac arrest, wasn't it?
Yeah. Both cases. Ozzy and Hogan.
I think with Ozzy, I've not read the details.
No,
so
it's cardiac arrest.
If I was to presume, I would say with Ozzy, it's because his body broke down and he just
cardiac arrest. At his Hertfordshire home, air ambulance landed on the field, tried to resuscitate him at the time, worked on him for hours. No.
Yeah. Fuck, man, it's horrible.
Hogan the same.
So,
but Hulk Hogan, for me, I grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
For me, Hollywood Hulk Hogan Hulk Hogan, I'm not going to call him Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan. He was the reason I started watching wrestling. He was kind of the father figure at that time in my life. He was the words in his song kind of represented some of the things that I put in as the foundations of my personality, The fact he kept coming back. I remember when they had the earthquake story arc. I remember watching that as a child live. I remember when Earthquake had slammed on his chest so bad that it had shattered his rib cage and his sternum, etc., etc. I remember his comeback where his opening line was, first of all, I want to look at you Hulkamaniacs, look at you straight in the eye and say thank you. I remember this. I remember him leaving, going to NWA. He didn't leave and go to NWA at all.
The National Wrestling Alliance.
He did.
NWA.
Sorry,
WCW, but it was the NWA.
I completely lost focus and got blended with rap. Then,
yeah.
The WCW. When he came back to WWE, I hated the Hollywood Hulk Hogan person. The character.
Yeah.
But I preferred it. I think he should have come back as the immortal Hulk Hogan.
So, I am slightly younger than yourself, only slightly, but I didn't grow up with red and yellow Hogan. I grew up with Hollywood Hogan in WCW. I grew up with black and white Hogan, bad guy Hogan. Now, I knew Hulk Hogan was the good guy. I remember, I completely forgot about this until this week. When I was little, I had a big wrestling book. And it told you all about different wrestlers and whatnot. And in the book, there was a poster, and it was a poster of Hulk Hogan. And I had that poster on my wall. I remember it now. I completely forgot about it. But I didn't have Sky Sports growing up, so I never watched WWF. Now, when I used to watch WCW on Saturday mornings on ITV. And it was WCW Worldwide, the show that they sent out, across the world, and that's how I used to watch wrestling. Now at this point, Hogan is in WCW, so that was my introduction really to Hogan, and Ric Flair and whatnot. Now, in the 90s, when the Monday Night Wars started with WCW and WWF. Ted Turner, who owned WCW, had Turner Network Television, TNT. Now, in the UK, if you remember, TNT was an old movies channel. It's what TCM is now.
Yeah.
But on a Friday night, they would put a 1-hour highlight show of WCW on. And it got that popular that they started just showing the whole thing. Now, because I didn't have Sky Sports, but I did have an old Skybox and an old Sky dish that somebody had gifted to us, and set it all up. And now this was back with analog Sky television, where you could pick up European channels as well.
RTL.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, DSF, RTL, WDR. German MTV or MTV Europe as it was, loads of different channels. But one of the channels was WDR, which was WDR DSF was a sports channel. So on a Friday night, I used to watch Nitro, WCW Monday Nitro, and I think it was 8 till 11 or 7 till 10, something like that. That was on TNT. And then flip over to DSF, and they used to air Monday Night Raw. And they'd air it in full. Obviously, it's a week late, but they'd air it in full. And it was German, so the commentary was in German, but the promos were always subtitled. They weren't dubbed. So the promos were always subtitled, so you knew what was going on. And that was how I used to watch wrestling. So when I was really into wrestling, Hogan was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it was around the time of like Hall and Nash, the Outsiders coming in, and we didn't get the pay-per-views over here, but you got the highlights on Raw. So it was like, oh my God, it was Sting, Macho Man, Lex Luger versus the Outsiders. Who's the mystery partner? What's going on? So the Outsiders are winning this match, and Randy Savage is on the mat, and it's like, who's going to save us? Hulk Hogan, his music hits, American made, not obviously different music for WWF, but the music hit, he comes walking down and he's like, oh, brother. And he gets in the ring and, oh, fuck me, leg drops Macho Man. And you're like, what's he doing? And he stands in the ring and cuts one of the fucking greatest promos ever, how he did it all for the money, and nobody cares about Hulkamania anymore, and blah, 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 and bang, his career just turns and he's relevant again. Because he was at that point, he was at that tipping point in his career where people don't want this, take your vitamins, drink your milk guy. They don't want that anymore. They want something gritty, and he just saved his career. And the way it came about is Eric Bischoff was talking to him about coming back. He was telling him that they'd got Hall and Nash. They were doing this invasion angle, this Outsiders coming in, and Hogan smelt money and went, I want in on that. That's going to work. I want in on that. And
what's better than the immortal Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hulk Hogan turning heel?
Do you know why they use the Hollywood Hogan?
Naming rights?
Yep. Exactly what it was. Hollywood Hogan. They didn't want to pay Marvel to use Hulk anymore, so he went under Hollywood Hogan instead, and it fitted with the character. You know what I mean? It was fucking brilliant.
Well, where did my entrance come into him? I remember watching the Royal Rumble where him and Warrior. I was around my neighbour's house watching the Royal Rumble. We were allowed to watch it really late at night. It used to be on a Monday morning.
Monday mornings, yeah.
Monday mornings at 1 o'clock. It used to kick off.
Yeah.
I remember standing behind my neighbour's sofa and counting down the next wrestler that used to come in. Every main wrestling event we had, they used to have around the house and used to all the lads round and come round the house and let's tear it up.
Yeah.
And just let the kids run feral in the living room. So we used to be doing wrestling moves on each other. This was 1989, 1990. So this is Kleon age 9, 10.
Yeah.
I remember him losing to the Ultimate Warrior, and then there came the Earthquake story arc afterwards, and then he buggered off and then became Hollywood and all of that jazz. I remember every time his music popped, me popping.
Yeah.
I remember crying when he lost his title to Warrior. I remember shouting at the television, trying to make them hear that it was a cock-up between... He didn't mean clothesline you. Calm down, guys. You just need to calm down, you mates. I remember the Mega Powers coming together. I remember that exact same story.
The handshake.
I remember exactly the same happening between him and Macho Man as what happened with him in Ultimate Warrior. The Earthquake arc. He's not been without controversy. He was in he had a reality TV show himself. He did take a wrong step in career when he didn't have the Hulk Hogan grill.
The Hulk Hogan grill. We had the blender instead.
We had the blender. We now have the George Foreman grill. That could have been
the Hogan
grill. He got asked first and turned it down because it was a stupid idea. Whoever's advising Hogan needs a sack. It was probably his daughter. That's why he don't speak to her no more. I remember all his films. Let's go through. He had a weird one where he was in a speedboat. That wasn't a film. That was a TV series. Was it Suburban Nanny he was in as a movie?
What was the TV show? Was it
Thunderstrike?
Thunder something.
Thunderstorm.
I can't remember what it was.
Trouble in Paradise.
Trouble in Paradise. Yeah, it was something like that. I wanted Paradise something.
Something along those lines. It was rubbish.
Is it? Yeah, sorry, go on, carry on.
It was rubbish. Suburban Commando.
I've got that on video.
He was in. What other movies was he in?
No Holds Barred.
No Holds Barred.
Where he played Rip, the wrestler against Zeus.
Yeah. He was in Rocky 3.
Thunderlips,
baby. Which was fantastic. That was very early on in his career.
Yeah.
So, from one trailblazer such as Ozzy Osbourne passing away, who basically brought in heavy metal into the world, Hulk Hogan was responsible for making wrestling popular in pop culture.
Yeah.
Now, when you're putting together a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, regardless of your opinion of how great a wrestler is, can he do a nothing plan? Regardless, you've got to put Hogan's on the Mount Rushmore for the plain and simple reason, if you take him off, there isn't one. He is the George Washington of WWEF.
People praise Vince, and you've got to praise Vince McMahon. You've got to praise Vince McMahon for wrestling being
that was his guy.
You've got to praise him for wrestling being as big as it is today. But without Hogan, there's no Vince. Without Vince, there's no Hogan. Them two together, that's what started it. And they did. Hogan did leave. They did fall out. They kissed and made up, kind of. But it's you can't have wrestling as it is today without Hulk Hogan. It's as simple as that, And we can talk about the controversy of what 10 years ago now it would have been of him being now. I'm going to say with him being a massive racist, but is he a massive racist or did he make a mistake? I think the only mistake he made was not addressing it.
Yeah.
And he said things that he shouldn't have said.
I don't think within the walls of America, when somebody says something that's classed as racist, I don't think we can give it the racist badge very easily, because America's a very young country. They only liberated slaves around 50 years ago. So
I think what he did was wrong. What he said was wrong. What he said was very racist. And I think he should have addressed it. He should have tackled it head on. I've told you the story of Booker T already when, Booker T knows him. Booker T worked with him for years in WCW.
Booker T loves him.
And Booker T approached him and said, look, I know this isn't you. And Booker T was doing like spoken word tours. You know what I mean? He was doing these tours where he'd go around and he'd sit and he'd ask questions about wrestling and he'd talk about his career. And he said, come on tour with me. Come on tour with me. We'll sit and we'll talk about it. We'll address it. You know what I mean? And it is that I'm not racist. Look, I've got a black friend. It's that card. But it works. You know what I mean? If you've got Booker T sat there endorsing you, you know what I mean? And saying, look, he's not a bad guy. He made a mistake and he's here and he's addressing it now. let's just remember that. Like, let's just remember who he is and whatnot. But
Instead, he went on to endorse Donald Trump's party.
Yeah, he did. He did that. He did do that. That's a thing.
We
he
should
did.
have left this conversation 10 minutes ago when I summarised it and said how great he was as a
that's a
human
thing
being.
that he did.
Stop doing it.
He definitely did that. But regardless,
He'll be in a white hood if we carry on.
Regardless, right? And I think you've got to take Hulk Hogan's approach on the character of Hulk Hogan, and I always go back to the court case. Terry Bollea does not have a 10-inch penis. Hulk Hogan's got a 10-inch penis. Yeah. You've got to separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? And look at Hulk Hogan and Hollywood Hogan as a character, as
exactly
this larger-than-life person. That if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be watching wrestling like we watch it today. Yeah. Now, it's as simple as that. We just wouldn't, right? You've got to give props where props are due. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Vince McMahon's not been charged with anything. I know he's stepped down from WWE. He's got nothing to do with it anymore. All this whole court case thing that's going on, there's been no charges. It's a civil case, blah, blah, blah. Regardless of what you think of him, from everything that you've heard, you wouldn't be sat watching wrestling as a wrestling fan if it wasn't for what Vince McMahon has done for this company, and if it wasn't for what Hulk Hogan did for the company, and if it wasn't for a number of other guys that may be or may not be pieces of shit behind the scenes. But if it wasn't for them doing what they did in their careers, you just wouldn't be watching wrestling like you watch it today. And Hulk Hogan is one of them characters. Is he my favourite wrestler? No. Right. But is he on my Mount Rushmore? 100%. One of the first names. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's my first
name
on Mount
he's
Rushmore.
Up there. And tell me that there's a better match than Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18. Tell me that there's a better maybe better matches, but tell me that there's a better WrestleMania match than Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18, and I will call you a fucking liar. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, because he had carry one.
Hogan Rock, WrestleMania 18. Hogan is a bad guy. Hollywood Hogan, he's come back from, he rode his WCW contract out, and he was on guaranteed money, and when all that thing, Vince McMahon did the whole, I'm going to kill my own company, I'm going to inject it with the NWO. Hall, Nash, Hogan, bad guys turn up. Here's The Rock, good guy, saving the company. Right? You get to WrestleMania, The Rock is getting booed out the building. Right? So this is going back to he should have come back as red and yellow, right? So you watch that match, and the crowd is fucking electric, and he kicks out of the rock bottom, and he starts hulking up. He's Hollywood Hogan, bad guy Hogan starts hulking up, and the crowd is going mental. It's so good to watch. Goosebumps.
Yeah,
Goosebumps. Right there. Right there. Goosebumps. And that's when you do it. You pull the trigger at that moment. The next night on Raw, he comes out, he does the handshake thing, and bang, pull the trigger. Red and yellow Hogan's back. Big fucking feather boa. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Didn't like the feather boa. Didn't like the shades.
Oh, no, mate.
No, not for me.
Red and yellow comes back.
Get your bald head out, son.
It's just like...
And I want you pointing as you walk out the curtain.
It was perfect.
Even it that.
And it's what I talk about with Roman Reigns, the natural face turn. He goes bad guy, people hate him, then people love to hate him, then he loses, he goes away for a few months, he comes back, people love him because he's back. Natural face turn. Hogan. Natural face turn. The crowd loved it. Red and yellow comes back, and yeah, it's just...
And as
perfect.
I've just watched the segments at SmackDown, the sentiments towards Hulk Hogan, you should be ashamed of yourself, WWE. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should have done an entire show dedicated to Hulk Hogan. An entire show.
I don't think anybody gets that anymore.
Or at least till ad break.
Yeah, they did the 10 bell salute. They had everybody out on stage. They did a video package. That's as much as people get these days. You know what I mean? That's just what they get.
That's what Vince will get as well. I think it's disgusting.
And if you do want a big cry, you watch Ric Flair's interview with TMZ.
Oh, I watched. You know what? You sent me that message. I don't know what morning it was. Was it Friday morning?
Yeah, I was just like, don't watch this.
You went, don't watch this. So you know what I did after I read your message? Immediately, Ric Flair TMZ. And I got within the first 5 minutes, and just all the emotions kicked in. I had tears rolling down the face. I had, you know, I just went, I can't watch that right now, and just turned it straight off, and then just looked at the ceiling for 2 minutes.
It's horrible to watch.
Like, it's going, just calm down, calm down. And it's that generation
there's
going.
nothing worse than watching Ric Flair cry. It's like,
Yeah, Rick, don't
he's fucking
Can
horrible.
we just have some, like, rails put around Ric Flair? Can we just get Ric Flair in like, cryo right now? Because he's going to be on session now for the next week.
Do you know, right, if you go back and look at the first 10 WrestleManias, and I think it's the first 10, and the main event of the first 10 WrestleManias, there's only 3 people still alive. And it's Sergeant Slaughter, Ted DiBiase, and Bret Hart.
One's a pastor.
They're the only 3 that are still alive from the first 10 WrestleManias.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they would have been, what, 30, 40 years ago?
I think it's them 3.
Yeah, they would have been 30, 40 years ago.
It's just like...
Yeah, of course there is.
Fuck.
We have these conversations like we're surprised. Think about it.
No, but I mean, like...
There's only one age we're ignoring.
Well, I mean...
Ours.
Thingy...
That's the only passage of time we're completely ignoring.
When was WrestleMania 10? Was that like 94? 93, 94?
How many years ago was that?
No, I get it. I get it.
It's
But
30 years ago.
I'm not saying I'm surprised. What I'm saying is what you've just said, we're losing the old guard. You know what I mean? We're losing everybody.
Yeah.
And especially when we go back to music and Ozzy and whatnot, there are nobody, when we've said this so many times talking about bands and headliners and stuff, there's nobody in this day and age to step into their shoes.
None.
There's no one.
Once
You know what
Rodders...
I mean? I don't mean funny, right? And I've said this about Oasis before, but look at any mobile phone footage of these gigs that Oasis are doing, and you just go, oh yeah, they were the best band in the world. Oh yeah, nobody came after them and did what they did. Nobody can do what they do.
I agree.
Just fucking no one. Like you watch them and it's just like, well, no time's passed at all. Jesus Christ.
It's the same with the acts around them as well. I had that exact thought about Williams as well. No one's come after.
No one.
No one's come after.
No one.
We can talk about who's come out of America, and we can talk about Gaga and everything else, because that's probably the leading light. Gaga, Beyonce, Adele.
And fucking Gaga's been going nearly 20 years.
That group of people. But there's been no one after.
Yeah, nobody can. I mean...
We've just got sound bites now of artists.
Yeah, we've got sound bites.
We're sounding dead old now.
I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame as well, because I think 10 years earlier, like somebody like a Harry Styles might have done it. But because he's come out in this era of pop music, because you know,
such a good artist.
His albums are great. That last album.
He's a young David Bowie.
That last album, whatever the fuck it was called, Harry's House. That was it, wasn't it? It was fucking brilliant. We had somebody come in at work about 2 months back now, just with a pile of like 10 CDs. Oh, could you give me anything for these? And it's like, yeah, sure. You know, to buy them off her. And Harry Styles' 3 albums were in there. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to these beans as we've got them in now, like. And that Harry's House is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's a brilliant album. It's so good. And I just think that if he was around 10 years earlier, he may have Like,
he'd be twice as big as he is. He's big, don't get me wrong.
He's big,
massive.
Yeah. And
You
watch footage of his gigs and how he can control a crowd and stuff, and I just think, oh my God, if he was here when record sales mattered, if he was around when
you were pushing CDs
when you
and
had
stuff.
to go to a shop to buy his music,
he'd be huge.
You know what I mean?
He'd be huge, mate.
But like,
well, saying that, we've had the Ginger Busker.
Ugh.
We've had Styles. We've had the Ginger Busker. We've had Won't You Stay With Me? Tina the Tranny. What's he called?
Oh, Sam Smith.
Sam Smith. We've had him. He went a bit them.
We've had them.
We've had them. He went a bit weird with that Unholy song.
It's good though.
It's a good song.
Fucking banger.
But when he toured it, he went a bit too far. He brought Jeezy Creasy into it.
You had Devils
you can't do that.
and
Yeah, you can't do that in America
because
because God lives in the Midwest. We all know this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had some good artists come through, especially on the ladies' side. We haven't had much.
Yeah.
We haven't had much. I'm just really racking my brain for big artists. Ed's a big artist.
Did we discuss the interview with Noel where the guy who was interviewing him said, "How do you feel? How do you feel knowing that?" It was such a fucking backhanded thing to say to him, but he was like, "How do you feel knowing that anything you do solo will never be as big as Oasis?"
Ooh.
I know, how fucking, that's like a proper backhanded, like,
that's
question.
Not even a backhanded question, that's just an arse question.
And no, this was Noel's answer, and he's like, I know that nothing I do on my own will be as big as Oasis. And he was like, I was in, when I started a band, I wanted to be in the biggest rock band in the world. And he said, and for a period of time, Oasis were the biggest rock band in the world. Yeah. We sold the most tickets. We sold the most albums. We did the best shows. And he's like, and the proof is there. Not one band has come after us and done what we did. And he said, Kasabian didn't do it. The Arctic Monkeys didn't do it. Nobody's done it since we did it. So I know that anything I do won't be as big as Oasis, because Oasis are the best band in the fucking world. And it was just so like, it was a proper fuck you answer, you know what I mean? But and then you watch these Reformation gigs and go, oh fuck, he was right. Like, nobody's come and done what Oasis did after Oasis. But the music industry also changed. And one of the biggest problems, and I know I've said this a million times, one of the biggest problems is, like, we had Kasabian and we had the Arctic Monkeys. Brilliant, massive, just fucking really good, like, you know what I mean? But then Arctic Monkeys do their thing, and then they get to the peak, and everybody tips a bit, they go into the jazz thing, and there was nobody there to step into the Monkey shoes. There was nobody there to step into the Arctic Monkey shoes. Nobody to take over. You know what I mean? And we ended up with the fucking 1975. They were the only band that was coming out of Britain. And it's like, ugh.
Oh, not for me.
Wet as fuck.
I prefer Wet Leg.
But, oh, good God. Not for me. They're not for me, Wet Leg, at all. Don't get it. Maybe I'm old. I just don't get it.
I've started to dig it.
Nah. It's terrible. I think the music industry at the moment is plagued with. There's no working class bands anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no
working man's clubs for the guys to get playing at working class bands.
There are no bands anymore with things to actually fucking sing about. It's all nepo kids, rich kids with fucking feet in the door already. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
It's mummy and daddy's kids.
When your mum and dad are fucking Tim Healy and Denise Welch, like, you've got a fucking foot in the door already. I don't care how good your songwriting is, Matty Healy. And I like Matty Healy, don't get me wrong. I've interviews with him. I think he's sound as fuck. A little bit weird, but he's sound as fuck. But when you've already got your fucking foot in the door, like, it doesn't count. Fucking Wet Leg, another one. Fucking, one of them was in that bloody performance fucking arts school in London forever. Failed solo career, goes back to the Isle of Wight, forms a band, already got a foot in the door.
Already knows the people to text.
The last dinner party, apparently a couple of them already got the foot in the door, and they are fucking terrible as well. I don't understand why they're so big. Like, and the reason, yeah, I do. The reason they're so big is because one of the songs probably had a 10-second fucking soundbite that sounded good on TikTok.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
No, Wet Leg are a woman's band. They are. Wet Leg are, matey. I really, really listen to Wet Leg. Wet Leg are a woman's band.
It's just, but there's no content
And we
to it.
are not women.
There's no content to it. The lyrical content is fucking terrible. There's nothing. It's shocking. Are you getting dodgy phone calls here?
Yeah, hang on.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We're answering this live.
I was going to because my daughter's gone on holiday and I'm wondering why I've got a no caller ID.
It's the Nigerian prince that you're related to.
Oh yeah, he's giving me money again.
Yeah, you
is he?
just need your bank account details.
Just needs them bank accounts.
But yeah,
Sorry, that's just completely thrown me.
There's
But
no.
there's no new bands coming through, and I don't think there ever will be again. But that's just because we're in this age of social media, and we've created our own cock up. We moan that there's no working class bands coming out of here, but where's the working class areas now? We're a group of people, and I watched Bob Geldof this morning, like around the babies of Palestine. He says even the people of Palestine in Israel, what they will do, they will post a picture of the dying baby and they will carry on watching Netflix. What they won't do is get in a car, get some food in the car and take it down to the camps. That's the world we're in at this moment in time. We've all got this selective outrage about us. Chris Rock summarised it perfectly within his ID. One thing I do want to talk about, just to bring some hilarity to the actual podcast, is kids' computer games.
Oh, okay.
Kids' computer games. So, it's not really a kids' computer game. And my son's 9. And the problem is with computer games at this moment in time, if you notice I'm paraphrasing before we get to something that's, something that's going to be bad. My son's 9 years old, and when all the friends go on stuff like Fortnite, it's an over 18's game or it's an over 16-year-old's game, but you don't really pay attention to it. Because it's the same with the wrestling game. It's an uber violent game. You're smashing tables, chairs, and trash cans and Kato sticks over people's heads. So it's an uber violent game. It's above his age range. And then there's another uber violent game which is above his age range, which is Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
So anyway, new Grand Theft Auto came out, and my son went,
New one's not out yet.
okay, number 5.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Before the new one comes out, he wanted the Grand Theft Auto, what all his friends are on. Anyway, fast forward, downloaded the game. Game was quite cheap. Happy with that. Bish bash bosh, straight from PlayStation Store. So anyway, my son's outside in the street playing football with his mates, or with his mate Ashton. It's getting towards the end of the day. I've gone out to see if they're okay. I'm in my shed. I've popped my head over the fence, make sure everyone's okay. And him and Ashton are talking, and they went, anyway, we're going in now. Do you want to play Grand Theft Auto? He says, yeah, let's go. I'll meet you in the shoe shop.
Okay.
I've gone the fucking shoe shop. They do shoe shopping on Grand Theft Auto. So anyway, he's gone in, he's powered his game up. Mum's not in. Ashton's come round and they're going in the shoe shop, and I'm like, they must be buying must be a night thing. Do you know what they're in?
Go on.
Strip club.
Strip club.
And the graphics on a PlayStation 5, matey, they're not bad. So anyway, what the shoe shop was, Dave, it was a neon stiletto symbolising a strip club. What him and his mates had done is summarised it as a shoe shop.
Yeah.
So when they're talking online, what you do, matey? We're just getting in the shoe shop in Grand Theft Auto. He's in a room, his mates are in different rooms, and they're all having their own private dance, and if one of them runs out of money, they're sharing the money round.
Amazing.
Answered loads of questions.
These lads have got it locked down.
They have. They have. Bit of a weird shared son experience for the next 10 minutes, like, but there you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be mad. Do
you know what? I wasn't. I just went. I walked up behind him really quietly, as he's transfixed on a very, very good graphic.
A very, very good
A
graphic.
very, very good graphic. And I leaned up behind him. And I just went, what are you doing? Controller went one way.
Yeah.
He's jumped up. Aston's jumped. Ah! Like this. I've gone, this is a strip club. And he's gone, yeah.
You weren't buying Nikes.
Yeah. This is a strip club. He goes, yeah, Dad, but are you ready for his answer?
But what, right.
We're not getting in the champagne room.
How do you know what the champagne room is?
That way,
Young man.
I immediately went, oh. And then I had this thought.
Oh, man.
I can't be mad at my boy for going in a room. This is just how a male mind works. I can't be mad at my son for going in a room and looking at strippers in case I discourage him from looking at women. And he starts going all LBDQ and looking at men.
Not that would be a problem if that's his thing.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a problem. It'd just be a bit of a disappointment because I'm not getting grandkids. It wouldn't be a problem.
You can adopt.
Oh, shut up. Fuck's sake. So, yeah, Grand Theft Auto, check on your sons.
Make sure they're looking at boobs.
Not make sure they're looking at boobs. Make sure you've got your settings right, because then immediately after...
This leads. Go on.
Immediately after, I changed the settings on it. So I spoilt it a bit for him. He hasn't been on it since, but I had to change the settings just to carry on with the responsible adult mode.
Speaking of checking your settings, sorry, bear with me.
Oh God, he shut the door.
That was hard work. Speaking of checking your settings, you've been on Pornhub recently.
Oh, don't start. See, I knew you were going to walk me into a wall at some point on this.
Well, we were on about looking at boobs, so...
what has the English government done to Pornhub?
So basically, there are now restrictions in place in the UK where you have to verify your age to view adult-related content.
You don't just have to verify your age. You have to go through an airport style. This isn't just verifying your age, ladies and gentlemen. And I think #free porn. It's not just having to verify your age. You have to supply your email address and then documentation. The documentation is either a passport, you clicking through to your bank account just to watch free porn.
Mm-hmm.
That is the cheapest data grab that the Labour Party could have possibly done. I think it's a shadow of shit. Vote me in for Prime Minister and I will free porn.
So the it's called the
Freedom of Information tosses.
Not that one. What are they calling it? What's the bill that's passed? The Online Safety Act. That's it. So from Friday, just gone, websites operating in the UK with pornographic content must robustly check the age of its users. Adults wanting to access explicit material should experience a significant change in how they use the internet, while websites that ignore the new laws could be fined up to £18 million or 10% of worldwide revenue. Ofcom, which estimates about 14 million people watch online pornography in the UK, says tougher age checks will make it harder for children to stumble across harmful material online. So what are the rules? There are a number of ways which websites can verify the age of users, including through credit card checks, photo ID matching, and estimating the age using a selfie. It says thousands of sites have committed to age checks. Whatever format platforms choose, they must be technically accurate, robust, and reliable, and fair. Now, there's a link here that says the 7 methods. So, credit card age checks. You provide your card details.
Oh,
yeah. And a payment processor checks if the card is valid.
Oh, yeah. Full checks.
Digital identity services.
Yeah.
So a digital identity wallet which can securely store and share information which proves your age. An email-based age estimation. You provide your email address and technology analyses other online services where it's been used, such as banking or utility providers, to estimate your age. Privacy issues. Its research identified this as the method users will be most comfortable with. Facial age estimation, mobile network operator age checks,
Yep.
open banking. You give permission for the age check to service to securely access information from your bank, and photo ID matching, which is, they scan your ID, and that goes on record. So they are the 7 ways that the verify age. The email one is probably the least invasive. But taking a picture of your face to see how old you are, submitting your passport, you know what I mean, your government document to Pornhub, right? Your bank details.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're already a premium member, if that's your thing, then they've already got your bank details, so you're all right. But come on, lads, if you're paying for it, what the fuck are you playing at?
No, but listen. I think we're moving out of democracy now. This is just where we move from democracy, because it's a parent's responsibility to monitor what your children see online. It is not the state's responsibility to censor things because parents can't fucking parent. Dead simple. Saw my son looking at strippers, put the restriction on straight away. 1 job, 2 job. I didn't go, I can see my son doing this. I'm going to go tweet about it. I'm just going to scroll on TikTok about it. This is because women are becoming fat and lazy. I'll preach to the crowd. Fuck you. I'll say it. I'll throw it in the bin. There's too much of this. We're giving.
I love how it's always women.
It's always women's fault. No. Joking aside and hilarity aside, and just the Andrew Tateness and Kleon throwing out things where people can get pissed off at for a 10-second split fade, so I can get loads of people tweeting me again. I can't believe he said this. Joking aside, parenting has gone so far down the pan, it's unbelievable. And it has. Parents are becoming quite lazy in monitoring what their children are doing, as long as their children are silent.
Yes.
Dead simple. As long as their child aren't boring us, then that's fine. They can watch a device. And if I'm wrong, go have a look at how many young children are wearing glasses right now.
What's that got to do with the price of boy?
Like, my son's got a problem with long sight.
I've worn glasses since I was a kid, and I didn't have a
No,
device.
if you take a look at young lads and how many are wearing glasses now compared to how many were wearing glasses 10 years ago, I'm not talking about people who've got a problem with eyesight. I'm talking close and near
and far.
Near and far.
Yeah, long distance kind of.
And the reason they've got a near and far is because they've been concentrating on there, and they've not been out and exercised their eyes a little bit. And I know that sounds a little bit tin hatty, but I'm prepared to die on this hill. All right. I just think it's gone a little bit too far. Like, if you're 16, your gateway into things is kind of porn, and it always has been, even in the 80s.
Yeah. The very first episode of this show is called Jazz Mags in the Bushes.
Jazz Mags in the Bushes.
We all found them. You know what I mean? That's just what
we had to go looking for them, and now you're not allowed. Why? Because the Prime Minister says so. Well, can you sort out the interest rates instead?
Yeah, if you could sort out the interest rates.
Could you sort out immigration in the interest rates? Because you seem to have got this porn problem down and under lock and key.
If you could sort out the interest rates, if you could sort out immigration, if you could sort out old people dying because they're cold, if you could sort... I mean, I'm still fucking moaning about the free broadband I never got, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's starting a new party as well. So, Corbs.
Oh, what's that?
I
The
don't
National
know.
Jewish Party.
It's probably, he doesn't like them, does he?
Oh, the National. Who does he like then?
Everybody that isn't a Jew. I don't know.
Democratic Party then.
It's gonna be it's gonna be UK independent.
God.
But the other side, it's gonna be the exact opposite to reform.
So it's like, we're going to have the far right.
You know what I mean?
And we're going to have the far left.
It's like the Tories and Labour, who were meant to be left and right, and now both of them are now smack centre, and we've got Corbs on the left and Farage on the right.
Here's a question.
Just coming in from both angles going,
It's
our turn.
Here's a question I've got on immigration. We've got a big navy, haven't we?
I think so, yeah.
We're
surrounded by water.
We're surrounded by water. We've got a big navy, and we're having trouble. And what we're saying is, or what the government is trying to bleed on us is, we're having problems patrolling a 25-mile body of water.
I reckon.
Have a day off.
I reckon there's a bunch of. I reckon there's a bunch of people with fishing boats that would fucking go out and patrol it if you paid
you
them.
could just give like 65-year-olds
and a harpoon.
Yeah,
Not that I want that to happen, but
guys, all you've got to do, if it's got no women or children on the dinghy, just shoot it in the dinghy.
Just turn it round. No. So that's what I do in the shop when people come in that are barred. I don't even move. I don't even stand up. I just go, no. And they go, and walk out. Just get somebody on a big boat to stand there and go, no. Like, and yeah, that's one way of doing it. I'm all for people fucking seeking asylum. You know what I mean?
Small landmines. You know them ones that floaty in the water.
I don't think we need to kill people, Kleon.
What?
It's very extreme.
No, you've gone.
Right.
No, you've gone too far. You've gone too far.
No, you just said
mine's a deterrent.
A deterrent. You just said shoot the boats down if there's no women and children.
Well, if we make the passage of water like Takeshi's Castle,
a Krypton factor.
Yeah.
Not to just do Krypton factor. Like you've got to solve some puzzles.
Yeah, yeah. And if they don't, or a bit like Squid Games.
Do you know, just...
and if they get through, you can have a house you can go to a hotel in Epping.
So I'm all up for asylum seeking. If you need to come seek asylum, then you come and seek asylum. But we need to control it from this side. So we need to make sure that people aren't getting onto the border, getting onto the coast, and then just running and just fucking running.
We're going Epping.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It needs to be. They need to be like go through the proper channels and to seek asylum.
Here's an idea.
Simple.
Instead of putting people into the hotel blocks...
How the fuck have we got onto this subject? Hulk Hogan's dead.
Hulk Hogan's dead. Ozzy Osbourne's passed away and now we're sorting out immigration for the UK. It's a hot topic right now. Instead of putting them in hotels, why don't we put them in fields?
Slap my records.
Put them in fields.
Just put them in fields.
No, tents.
Tents and fields.
With the English weather, matey, put them in tents and fields. Trust me, they will start to think twice.
Yeah.
They will. They'll be like, I won't go in a tent and put the tent in Glasgow.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, this is going to turn into some like Snowpiercer shit where it's
what's
the Snowpiercer, the film, the TV series with the tailies, the guys that ran onto the train that didn't have a ticket. It's going to end up like that. They're just going to have their own little. It's like District 9.
District 9.
Where the fucking prawns, like they get their own little area. Like this is Cleon's way of dealing with it. No. Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes. I'll find an area in England. Where's good for Liverpool?
Send them fucking Liverpool.
Send them Liverpool.
Send them Liverpool.
Walton.
I've got
a nice field.
Did I delete this? Let me just pull this picture up that I was going to send to you the other day. Speaking of Liverpool,
a couple of weeks there. And speaking of a bad week for Kleon, are you ready, Dave?
Go on.
We've had Ozzy Osbourne pass away.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Hulk Hogan pass away. And then we've had Alexander Isak from Newcastle putting in a transfer request. The hell's up with him? Gets a bit of interest from Liverpool. Now he wants 300 grand a week. How does that add up? He's on 150.
I think I predicted this.
Predicted what?
That he'd be leaving. Or that he'd want to leave?
We had this conversation off mic, and we're not allowed to have it on mic of the reasons he will be going Liverpool.
Okay. Here we go. So, it's a pack of Walker's crisps, and the flavour is Liverpool, as you can see there, and it says guess the flavour. And the top comment is not my fault and vinegar.
That's legend.
Oh, I love that.
That's legend. But no, just to summarise the big bad world, because we've had a bit of a dour episode, just talking a bit about death.
Do you know what? It hasn't been all morbid in talking about death. It's been talking. We've been addressing
celebrating life.
It's been addressing the situations of how there are no.
We need to protect that man.
Who?
That man.
Paul McCartney.
We need to protect that man at all costs.
What about Ringo? Can we protect Ringo? He's my favourite Beatle. We've been talking about subjects related to how there are no legends anymore to step into people's shoes and things like that. We've made it good.
Okay,
we've made it good. We have made it good. Before we wrap up, because we are due to wrap up. Go on. No, that sounded really important. So you go.
Women's World Cup final tonight.
European Cup final.
Women's European Cup final tonight.
Which is a repeat of
the last with the World Cup final.
World Cup final, yeah.
From where England lost.
England lost to Spain. Yes.
Revenge is on the cards. Mary Earps, I bet you wish you were there.
I kind of wish Mary Earps was there. In all fairness, the absolute
most of the country does actually, but that's a different conversation.
It's all right. We got Chloe Kelly. She can do nothing wrong in my eyes. That woman. She's very good. However. These tweets and memes that have come out that say that Chloe Kelly would be fourth pick in any England male national team if she was eligible.
Fifth.
So you would have her in the men's national team?
No.
Huh?
Fifth pick.
Okay, go on.
Jordan Pickford. Nick Pope.
What? No, she's not a keeper.
Oh, where's she play?
I don't know. She kicks a ball.
Can I get some context?
No, they're saying that if she was eligible for the men's team, then she'd get picked. That's the context of the meme.
What is her name?
Chloe Kelly.
And where does she play?
On grass.
Oh, you.
I don't know. Nobody watches it, Kleon. Jesus. She's a forward.
Oh yeah. We would, yeah. We'd play her over Harry Kane.
What's that little foot dangle thing she does when she takes penalties? She's like a horse doing dressage. It's very good. I like it. She can.
How do people come up with crap like this?
It's because
she's a forward. Would you play Chloe Kelly over Harry?
That's a bad example.
It's a bad example. That is. Yeah, she would. She'd get in because I'm not a fan of Harry Kane. I think he's too far now.
Do you know what I think the big problem is with the men's and the women's football and this comparison thing that's going on? That is the problem. The comparison.
There's no comparison.
It's two completely different sports, and you need to look at it as two. It's not two teams playing the same sport. It's two different sports. Yeah. It's how Serena Williams explains the tennis. You know what I mean? Oh, would you beat Novak Djokovic? No. And she says that, no, it's a completely different game. He would destroy me. It's a different game. She was the best at what she did. You know what I mean? And that was play women's tennis. And she said it's a different game. And that's what men's and women's football. It's a different game.
I couldn't do it now, but 7 years ago, I could have walked into the England team tonight after going out last night, travelling all night, but being able to sleep. And then getting ready for the European Cup final.
Don't get me wrong, right? It's getting better. It is getting better.
It's too different. To compare men's and women's, you've said it perfectly. It is foolish.
It's just a different
because game. It's not a different game. It's a different. It's a different biology game. It's completely. If you want pure equality, let's put them all in the same competition. Let's stick it all in the same competition. Let's put them all the women into the let's put them all into football teams and see how often they get picked. Because it wouldn't be a lot. It would only be, like Anne Berger, from Germany, it would only be certain players that were that cut above that would get into that team.
So I'm just looking at the Women's Super League. There's 12 teams in the Women's Super League. So let's put them 12 teams in the Prem.
No, I'm not on about putting the teams in the Prem. I'm on about putting the players. Just take, you want equality.
Okay.
Women, you're all going to play with the men. Men, you're all going to play with the women. You're all going to train together. You're all going blah, blah, blah. You're not allowed to say, I want my own changing rooms. I want me blah, blah, blah. I want me blah, blah, blah. This is equality.
You're not going to get picked. It's as simple as that.
Why, though? Because if you're not going to get picked.
You're not going because you're not as good.
No, you're not as powerful. You're not as quick. And that's not me saying men are more better than women. That is me definitely saying men are more powerful. We have bigger lungs. We've got bigger thighs. We've got bigger. It's just difference in.
There's been women footballers who've gone on record to say that they've had to bulk up. They've had to change the way they train. They've had to bulk up. They've had to make themselves more quote unquote manly because of the way that the game's developing. Because they were getting pushed over, basically. Like, they've got to get stronger to play the game. The game's improving. It is. The women's game is improving, and there's a lot more, especially in the UK, I find. I'm open more now. I'm seeing more young women's teams, girls' teams, you know what I mean? It's more people, it seems to me in the last few years, like, grassroots clubs are making more of an effort to have them women's teams, and that's the only way it's going to improve. You know what I mean? Getting more girls to play it, getting more people involved in coaching, making them better. You know what I mean? And the only way more people are going to watch it is if the content is better to watch. You know what I mean? We watched that penalty shootout from the England quarter final, and it was fucking dreadful. It was dreadful. Like, it was not good at all. You know, were the keepers really good at saving the goals, or were the people taking the penalties just not really taking penalties? You know what I mean? It's not as good to watch. Yeah. It's that simple, right? And if you want equality and equal pay and blah 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 blah, we said this during the fucking World Cup, we said it during the Euros. Go and watch them. Go and watch your local fucking women's team. Yeah. If you go and watch them, if you spend money on a ticket and you go and watch them, it will grow because the teams will have more money. If you go and buy a strip, you know what I mean? And I don't being funny around this England women's strip this for this tournament's beautiful, by the way, especially the away kit. Yeah, gorgeous. Like, go buy a strip. Go buy a strip from
with the name on
from your team. Go do it. Go watch your local team. Go fucking Manchester's only up the road from us.
Fuck Manchester. Stoke City have got a women's team.
Stoke City have got a women's team. But I mean, if you wanted to watch a women's Super League match,
if Vale are away and you're a massive Port Vale fan and you love everything Port Vale are and you're a massive Stoke fan, if Stoke are away, go to Stoke Women.
Yeah.
And support the team. Don't just start shouting at me and making all this equality virtue signalling when England are playing, because that's the problem in women's sports. It's the same with the women's NBA in America. That company runs at a consistent loss, and the women are doing matches with pay me what I'm worth.
Pay me what I'm worth. Pay me what I'm worth. Pay me what I'm owed. Somebody did the maths. If they were getting paid what they owed, they would owe the NBA about 28 grand.
About 28 grand, yeah. Someone would do the math as well because it's Twitter.
Yeah, somebody did the maths. It's all there.
And it's the whole attitude and personality. It's the punditry around it that pisses me off. I can't be arsed with it. Because at some point in everything, they lean and make it a target towards the men.
Yeah.
And that's just what annoys me. It makes me go like this on the telly. Bye.
And you know, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I've just said it and I'll keep saying it. If you want the women's game to grow and you want them to, you know, earn as much money as they can, go and watch them. Go and watch them. Do that. Do what men do week in and week out, and what they have done for 100 years.
Instead of just saying you want it.
Every Saturday at 3:00, they're on the fucking terraces, singing their hearts out, watching the match. Go and do it. Go do it for your local women's team. And like I've said, if you want to watch the Super League, if you want to watch the best women in the country in women's football, Manchester's just up the road. They've got 2 teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aston Villa have got a team.
Aston Villa are just up the road.
They're just down the road. You know what I mean? They fucking go and watch them. Go spend money and watch them. Do it.
Yeah.
You know, when the England ladies are doing a tour of the fucking country and playing friendlies, if there was one at fucking Stoke, wasn't there? Go fucking watch them.
Create a sisterhood and go watch them. Go and enjoy yourself. Fill your boots. But until that time, shut up.
Yeah. Don't just go on fucking Twitter saying they should get paid.
They should get paid as much as the men. I will tell you.
Give them some fucking money.
I will tell you right now that if one woman in women's football made as much commercial revenue as what Lionel Messi made, as what Cristiano Ronaldo made, it would not be a question.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a question. It'd just be in the contracts.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a question.
Exactly. Yeah. Why do men get paid more? Because more people watch it. Because more people spend money on it.
Stop complaining about the money you didn't get from the work you've not put in.
Oh, I like that, Kleon. I like that.
It does me nothing.
Yeah, they're printed on a
You're
t-shirt.
just looking for the balcony. That's all you're looking for. You're just looking to go out and take a look across the balcony and go, what a wonderful life I've got. Meanwhile, someone's toiling underground to provide you with the balcony. Cleon's all preachy at the minute.
I like that. I think that's also a fantastic way to end the show.
I do as well.
Lovely. So, a big thank you to everybody that listens week. Oh, you got a prediction for tonight?
England to win tonight.
Got
to back
90 minutes?
regardless of everything, all that nonsense that we've just said. I've got to back my country. I think it will be in 90 minutes. No, I think it's going to be penalties.
Penalties,
yeah. England will be losing 17-0 until the last 5 minutes and then just start to play.
Yeah.
Pull it back to 17 each, and then nothing will happen throughout extra time, and we'll win on penalties.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Obviously without the 16, 17.
I will be watching. F1's on today as well. They're in it's Spa today.
Oh, it's Spa. Is that in Bath?
So that's on at 2, I believe. So I'll be watching cars drive around in circles really, really fast for about an hour and a half this afternoon. Yeah, can't wait. Cannot wait. But anyway, a big thank you to everybody who listens week in and week out. You guys are awesome. Do not forget, whatever your favourite podcast platform is, hit that like, follow, subscribe button. We really appreciate it when you do. Every time you press the like button, Cleon's belly goes all warm and fuzzy, and he makes a little giggle. Yeah, go on. I'll finish up. Don't worry. I've got it. So yeah, hit that like, follow, subscribe button, and also follow us on social media. On Instagram, it is Up The Trent Podcast. And everywhere else it's just Up The Trent. So Facebook, YouTube, X, Blue Sky, and TikTok is Up The Trent. If you head over to our YouTube channel, we've got the Out and About series that went on a couple of months back. It's where myself and Kleon went and visited some places that you can visit in and around the area of Stoke-on-Trent. So give them a watch for us. And yeah, don't forget, you guys are awesome. And we will see you next time.